Hey there, welcome back to my channel where today I'm going to be doing this eyeshadow look and talking about color theory and how I want to learn about it, how I'm going to challenge myself to be combining different things along the color wheel. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and this is sort of my first testing the waters with strange color combinations. I used these two palettes for today's look. You could do the entire look with just this palette if you wanted to, but I also dipped into Limoncello from ColourPop, and I think it's lovely. If you want to see how I did it, then don't go anywhere. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. I upload at least 3 videos a week, all kinds of eyeshadow related content, lots of chatty tutorials, get ready with me's, YouTuber tags, palette collections, declutters, even things like how to clean your brushes. If you're interested in eyeshadow content, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. Okay guys, so for today's look, I want to do like a periwinkle yellow, purple yellow sort of thing. I'm thinking I'm going to be using mainly the Serenade 2 palette from Untitled. I want to use these two colors for sure, and then I'm not sure if I want to use this one or this one. Haven't decided yet. And then I pulled out the Limoncello palette from ColourPop because I might decide to use this one instead, or this shimmer. I really don't have a plan, I just know I want to do a purple yellowy sort of thing. So I'm going to start with the purple and go from there. I'm going to prime my eyes using the Glamlight Icing Primer. As always, this is the shade White Frosting. I like having a white base for any color, especially though for light colors because it helps, you know, sort of pop them away and off the skin. For if you're doing a really dark or a smoky eye look, you might consider doing a black base. I mean, not in the entire eye, but at least on the lid. Or doing a light colored base as usual. Like when I do a smoky eye, I do my regular primer, but then I have started to take a dark shadow and kind of start it off on most of the lid and then build from there, because the whole point of a smoky eye is that it's dark. First, I'm going to take Dream from the Serenade palette. I've got a medium blending brush, and I'm going to put Dream as kind of a transition color through the whole crease area. As usual, I'll start in this outer corner and then blend in and up. I'm going to deepen this with the other purple. So this is my starter. This is a beautiful periwinkle matte. It's kind of the only periwinkle matte I have in my collection. I have some lavenders, but nothing with this much blue in it. It's really lovely. With that same brush, right now I'm not taking additional product, but I'm just dragging that color down to the outer corner of my lower lash line. I'll probably grab more product later on, but I figure while I'm here, I'll just take care of this step a little bit. All right, now with a much denser blending brush, I'm going to take the shade Galaxy. This is the deep aubergine matte, and I'm placing this in my outer corner. I'm going to put it a little bit in my crease, but not nearly as far in. It's just going to stay in the outer triangle area. I said in a recent video that I'm interested in learning about color theory because I don't really understand it very much, and I often will see color combinations that I didn't expect. In fact, the video where I'm talking about that, I was doing a burgundy and mint eyeshadow look, and I thought that was the weirdest combo ever, but I'd seen Angelica Nyqvist do it, and it looked so beautiful I had to try it myself, and it did. It looked really pretty. I mean, it was just such a simple eye look, just basically the two colors, but they looked really neat together. And I find that I don't really understand color theory, like why did those colors work together? So got myself a little color wheel, and I'm kind of thinking of challenging myself because there are different positions on a color wheel. I was looking into it very superficially last night, and there are different positions like the triad on the color wheel, and then there are just straight across, which is complementary, I think, and then there are a couple other names for different color partnerships, really. And I was thinking it'd be fun to challenge myself to just do eyeshadow looks working along the color wheel. Say, okay, complementary colors. We've got these two colors are totally opposite on the color wheel, and I'm going to do an eye look using those. And then move on to the second one. So we've got tertiary, or not tertiary, but whatever the triads would be, you know? So now I've got 3 colors which are in an exact triangle position on the color wheel. I'm going to do an eye look with those 3 colors. And I thought that that might be sort of a fun challenge to push myself and force myself to use interesting color combinations, because I'd like to, but I don't know how to. It's a little scary. And it also would, I don't know, it'd just be a fun learning opportunity. So I'm kind of thinking of doing that, but right now I'm starting with something safe. Purple and yellow. That's safe, right? Kind of safe. All right, now it's time to decide what color I want to put on the rest of my lid. In the Serenade palette, we've got Warm Light and we've got Solar. I feel like Solar would be a safer option because it's peach, and so I think it would work a little bit more easily with the purple tones I've got on here right now. But I want to challenge myself, so I'm going to swatch Warm Light, and then I'm going to swatch Amalfi from the Limoncello palette. I don't actually have that many yellow mattes. I think there's one in the Michaela palette. It's a bright lemony yellow. but I think one of these will work. So here's Warm Light, and then here's Amalfi. Warm Light is definitely more orange toned, and Amalfi is certainly more yellow. It's not a bright, bright lemon yellow, but it is more yellow. So I think I'm gonna go with Amalfi. We'll see how it works. All right, I'm taking Amalfi on a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna start this in the inner corner, and then just work its way out to meet the darker purple that I laid down. It's funny, I so rarely put mattes at this part of my lid. Usually this is where I place the shimmer, and it just feels sort of weird to be placing mattes there. And in fact, so much so that I don't even know which brush to use, because I never use a matte. I always use the flat shader brush for the shimmers, and I think that's kind of funny. I'm kind of cutting my crease here because the yellow is not going to blend into the periwinkle. It's not a very specific cut crease as far as with concealer and whatnot, but I'm just doing it with the brush, dragging it up and along to define it a little bit from the purple, because they're not gonna blend. And then when I get out here to the purple matte, I'm just letting the colors meet, not really overlapping them. I'll do that with a shimmer. With a small flat brush, I'm going back into the Dream shade in Sulmone. And I'm going to use this to define where I've cut the crease. I might use a darker shade too, but right now I'm dragging it up right along the edge of where I placed the yellow, because this is just going to create a little bit more definition between the two colors. Okay, now it's time for shimmer. Some shimmer will help transition the two colors together a little more smoothly. So I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to dip into the Serenade shade within the Limoncello palette, and I'm going to place this on the lid space on top of the yellow. I'm not bringing it too high because I don't want to mess up where I've done my faux cut. So I'm just putting it on most of the lid in the lower area, and then I'll use a brush to define that upper part. All right, with the brush now, and I did spray it in the same Serenade shade, now I'm defining the line where the yellow meets the periwinkle, just to help make that a little bit clearer. And then when I've put most of the yellow down, I'm going to take the same brush. Now I'm going to take the shade Hallucinations within the Sulmone palette. This is the darker of the two purple shimmers. I'm going to spray this as well to help control fallout and to make it a little bit more precise and a little bit more metallic. And I'm going to place this where the yellow, matte, and shimmer meet the purple, right here on that line. Shimmer formula enjoys blending with shimmer formula. It's a lot easier to transition from a shimmer to a matte if you can find another shimmer that's a similar color as the matte you're transitioning to, because like formulas want to blend together. So I'm placing down Hallucinations here, and then I'll flip my brush and just go back and forth, yellow into purple, purple into yellow. Try to soften that a little bit. Then with the blending brush that I used to put down the dark purple, which is called Galaxy, I'm taking a little bit more of that, going back out to define this outer corner a little, make it a bit deeper. And as far as blending a shimmer into a matte, if you use the same color, all you have to do is tap over the transition line, and you'll kind of bring a little bit of matte onto the shimmer, a little bit of shimmer onto the matte, and there you go. If they're within the same color, then it's not going to be a problem to blend them. I'm just going to take my finger and dip very lightly into Starry Sky, and just put this right where the purple and yellow shimmers meet. I feel like that pink is going to help smooth things out a bit too, and also add a tiny bit more shine. A smaller and flat blending brush, I'm going to take Amalfi and carry it down from the inner corner onto the lower lash line, all the way through to meet the purple matte that I laid on the other side. So about 2/3 of the way. And then I'll take a smudger brush, go into Galaxy, and place that right here. All right, that's pretty much the eye look. I think it's kind of funky, but I also think I like it. I look forward to seeing how it looks with both eyes. Maybe it'll endear itself to me a little bit more. I'm going to take a creme gel liner from ColourPop. This is the shade Extra Frosting. It's just a light buttery color. I'm going to tightline my waterline. I got powder on my face again because I used my finger to apply the colors, and then I prop it against my cheek to tightline. I always get powder on my cheek. Okay, this is the eye look. I'm going to hop off camera and finish everything up, and then I'll come back to show you how it looks in the end. Okay guys, here is the finished result. I actually love it. Now that it's on both eyes especially, it looks a lot less weird. I feel like it's kind of a funky, unique, and interesting combination, and I love it. I did line my eyes, put on a winged eyeliner. On my lips I'm wearing the shade Showering Sunset from Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Oils. I have a very, very, very slight amount of this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade No Vacancy, which I think is actually quite pretty. And then I have a little bit of BH Cosmetics Frosé palette highlighter on my cheeks, and that's everything. I love it. I love this weird combination of yellow and purple. I was a little nervous how it was going to turn out, especially because I hadn't seen it on someone else. You know, when you see it on someone else, you get a little more confidence, like, oh, actually that does look good, which is how I felt with Angelica and the mint burgundy combination. But this one I wanted to try for myself, and I think it's beautiful. I hope you like it. I appreciate you hanging out with me and clicking on my video. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see lots more colorful content. I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, but I've been pre-filming, so I should have content uninterrupted during that time that I'm away. And until I see you in my next video, I hope you have a really lovely day. Bye! Welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be doing, oh dear,